Hi guys, how are you all today? My name is Celestine and it's a pleasure to be here with you on this beautiful Saturday. We are going to be focusing on stretching, opening up our hips, lengthening our muscles, and just allowing everything to flow and feel refreshed. So for today's equipment, you are going to need a P-ball. If you don't have a P-ball, just grab a regular softball because we're going to be using it to move and stretch. Or if you don't have anything like this, you can still do the workout. You can grab a pillow and put it underneath your back because we'll do some movements with that as well. The other thing I want to recommend is that you just drink some water right now. Grab a glass and just drink it. It'll be great for your body. As we move, the water is going to flow through and it's going to allow your body to get fully hydrated, your joints lubricated, your muscles a little bit more invigorated. So grab that glass of water, drink it, grab your equipment, and we will start in just a second. For those of you who have any questions, again, my name is Celestine. You can find me also on my Instagram, celestine.atali. That's CELESTINE.ATALIE. And I will also be answering your questions at the end of this stretch. So if you have any, please feel free to just comment on the comment box, or you can always message me on my Instagram. Okay, great. The format of the class today is we will stand up, we'll open up our body, going a little bit faster just to get the blood to flow and our bodies to warm up, and then we'll take it down to the mat and we'll just do a little bit more of a holding stretch. We're going to try to hold the stretch for 30 seconds minimum so that the muscles are going to relax and they're going to allow them to lengthen a little bit more. So let's stand up and let's do this lengthening, invigorating warm up. I want you to have no shoes because I want you to feel the floor and feel the movements as we're doing this stretch. Let's just start here on our mat and just start by pedaling your feet, just moving them up and down. So this is going to just allow your feet to get flexibility and allow them to go from their full range of motion. Now, keeping one foot up, I just want you to press your toes into the mat, feeling a stretch on the top part of your toe. You're pushing just very gently, pressing into the floor. Other foot, lift it up, press, gently move. Now circle that foot around and awakening all the muscles in your ankle. There are 26 different bones in your foot, and they also need to be stretched just like the rest of the body. Reverse. Stretching is important for the foot in order to allow you to walk properly. And if you don't have that mobility in your foot, sometimes it'll lead to issues in your knees, in your hips, even up to your lower back and your upper neck. So stretching the feet is very important. Other side, rotate that other foot, circling around one way. And let's reverse it. Good. Now, keep your foot where it is. Press the top of your foot into the mat. So now we're creating this rounded arch position with our foot, as you can see here. Just do very gentle presses. You're going to feel the top of your foot stretch as you press and release. Let's go for 3, for 2, for 1. Other side. Press that other foot. You may notice that one arch has a little bit less flexibility than the others, but that's okay. Just keep on pressing gently. The more frequently you do this, the more your foot is going to find that length and that mobility. Nice. Now, take your feet down, arch your foot, lifting the toe up, and this is the position that you want your foot to be when we do this step back. So, lift your foot up, pressing it into the floor. And now I want you to stretch your foot back, reaching into the catch position. Take it back in, flex that foot, and then press it back into the catch. So that's the flexibility you want there. That's going to allow everything to lengthen throughout your body just by starting with the toes. Pressing the toes back, squeeze your glute, and sit. Keep your core tight as you stretch with your foot. And 1. Now some people, let's switch the foot. Some people will not have a lot of flexibility in their toe just because of the way it's anatomically built. But that's okay, you just work within your range of motion The main thing is just to focus continually on stretching your feet, and over time, you're going to achieve a little bit more length depending on the design of your foot. Let's do 2 and 1. Very nice. Now, this time I want you to take your heel down on the floor. We're going to stretch our calf. So we're working now on getting our calf to lengthen, which is going to give you more mobility in your foot so that it can ankle and dorsiflex. And you want to have, again, this range of motion in your foot in order to allow you to walk properly, which is going to affect and keep you strong through the rest of your body. Good. Last 2. And final 1. Stay here. Now just bend your back leg. Bend it. Now you'll feel deeper stretch in that calf muscle, and put all your weight in that front foot. Bend back and stretch long. 2 more. So this is a really good stretch if you wear heels a lot. When you wear a high heel, the calf muscle gets shortened. And if it stays shortened over time, it's going to limit your range of motion and flexibility in that ankle. So we want to keep it nice and balanced. Let's switch it to the other side. Heel back, press in on the floor, come back to your P-sit position. Lengthen back, hold, feeling that deep stretch in your calf. And reach, press back in, keeping your spine neutral as you reach your foot back. Good. Press 1 more. Now hold it here, bend that knee. Bend that knee, this one kind of comes straight, and then you bend your front leg, the back leg is straight. The whole time your heel stays on the ground as you press forward and you press back. Good. Reach. You also feel a little bit of a stretch on the front of your hip as you push your butt back, and when you push it forward, right here, you're getting the front of your hip to start to open up. Last one, and good. All right, now let's stretch our quad. Take your leg up. If you need to hold on to something like a wall, a table, a chair, that's totally fine. Just feel this stretch, the length on your quad. Now the reason I'm doing the stretches on the mat is that the mat creates an instability, and by creating an instability in your body, you're having to activate more muscles as you have to balance on this cushioned mat. So standing on the mat is going to be great for awakening your muscles and just also strengthening all the stabilizers that keep you upright. Good. Last 2. Other side. Stretch. Open your quad. Holding that stretch. Feeling the length. Your quad is part of your hip flexor. And when the quads are tight, it'll affect your hip flexors, especially if you sit all day. So we want to keep this muscle nice and lengthened and elongated. Take it down. Let's reach our arms up to the ceiling. Stretch long. Gently fold over. Now we're stretching our hamstrings, the back of our legs. Let your head hang. And just gently, you can rock side to side. Use your breath. So this is why drinking the water and hydrating is very important. It'll allow all the nutrients to transport through your body, the neurotransmitters to have better connectivity, and it also will just allow your muscles to relax. Take it gently up, lengthen to the ceiling, reaching and feeling your abdominals stretch and lengthen, and then roll your head down, roll your hands with you, and just reach for the floor, stretching your lower back, your hamstrings again. And one more time, take it up, reach long, and take it down. Very good. Now gently bend your knees, and then drive your hips back up to the ceiling. So you're opening up, and you're lengthening the muscle as you let it relax, and then you stretch back up. Let's do 2, and 1. Gently roll back up. Good. Now let's stretch our thoracic spine, upper neck. Take your foot back behind you at 6 o'clock. Arms in front of you. And I want you just to open your arms to the side. Feel your chest stretch. Take it back in. Open and in. From the front. front, it looks like this. So you're just lengthening through your chest, and then you're reaching. If one foot is off the mat, that's fine, just for this stretch. And open that chest. Good. Now, staying in this position, I just want you to drive your hips over, reaching your hand down towards your leg, hand up to the ceiling. You'll feel a stretch right here in your TFL. Also, you're going to get a stretch in your quadratus lumborum, or the back hip flexor of your core. So we're stretching both, and we're taking it up. The TFL is your side hip muscle, and it gets tight sometimes. And when it's tight, it can affect your IT band. So we want to keep that muscle nice and long to prevent any extra resistance in our body. Good. Last two, and one. Now I want you to reach and rotate for that front knee, and then reach and open looking back behind you, keeping your heel down the whole time. Take it forward, squeeze, and then open, looking back the opposite direction. So your hips are moving into internal rotation and then into external rotation. Your arms reach down and then alternate reaching up and back. Last one. And stay here. Take your arms up and all the way down, kind of like a snow angel. This is going to work on your scapula, and you're just stretching everything nice and long. Reset your legs, and we're going to take that to the other side. In 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep yourself out there. Bring your hands forward and open all the way back. You can even look up, and you'll get a deeper stretch in your chest. Take it forward this time and round your back, and then take it up, arching, lifting up out of your back. So you're not sinking into your back as you do this. I don't want you to go like that. I want you to lift up as if I have my arm behind your back. You need to lift up and over my arm so that you get that stretch in your chest. Good. And as you take it forward, round your back, and you'll feel your traps, your full middle back open up. Last one. And good. Stay here at shoulder height and reach that arm up to the ceiling, pushing your hip to the side of the room and back up. So the front, it looks like this again. Push your hip. You really will get a stretch in your hip flexor here and to neutral. So this is functional stretching. This is moving with the motion that your body does in real life and opening up everything and lengthening through your body in all different directions. Last 2 and 1. Now take your arm down to your front leg. Take your arm up and open back, stretching and rotating. So you'll get a nice length through your core as you rotate and you stretch, and you take it down. Good. Keeping your heel of your back foot the whole time on the floor so that you keep on deepening that calf stretch. Last one, and very nice. Grab your P-ball. We're going to start in a second with the P-ball. I want you to come to your knees now. And we're first going to open up the muscles here in your traps. If you use the P-band a lot, sometimes they can become tight. Or if you're sitting around at a desk like this all day, they become tight. So let's lengthen this all out. Have your hands on your hips and just gently take your head to the side. Feel the length all through your neck, down to your shoulder. And take it to the other side. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Take your hands straight. Pull your arm down with your opposite hand, feeling a deep stretch in your neck. And just gently take it a little forward and a little back. Again, slightly forward and slightly back. Good. Other side. Drive your ear to your shoulder and just breathe into the stretch. Now gently take it a little back with your head and a little forward. Again, a little back and forward. Let's roll now. take your head, release your hands, and just allow your neck to roll all the way around. You can close your eyes and just feel the length in each different direction as you circle your head. Reverse that circle. Take it up to the ceiling, down to the floor. And once we get to the down position, hold your head down. Take your hands behind your head and just gently press your chin towards your chest, feeling a deep stretch in the back of your head. And take your hand to the angle of the back of your head and just pull your neck down to one angle, still keeping that chin towards the chest. And then switch, take it to the other side. And last one, take your hand underneath your chin, look up. It's really hard to talk like this, but stretching your neck. And woo, nice job, everybody. Grab your pee ball. Let's start here. On the side, I want you to have your pee ball right underneath your ribs. And you can support your neck with your hand like this. And we're going to move in 3 planes of motions. So the first plane we're going to move is the sagittal, which is the front and the back plane. So let your body sink into the pee ball. It's right underneath your ribs as you move your arm back and forth. Nice, guys. And just allow your shoulder to relax and loosen up. And stretching 2 more. Keep your core tight. Breathe into the ball. Now, take your hand over, kind of like a snow angel, but it's side view, and just take it up and around. Stretch. Let's do 2 more. Nice. Final one. Now, take your arm, reach for the floor in front of you, and then open, looking back, feel your chest stretch. Take it forward, take it back, reaching and twisting. This is the transverse plane, the rotations plane. And 1. Great job. Before we switch to the other side, lay on your back. Put the ball right between your shoulder blades. And we're going to stretch our chest muscles now. So arching up against the ball. Feel your chest lengthen. Feel your stomach elongate as you are rounding your body over this ball. Hands behind your head. Now working in the sagittal plane, front and back. Lift up front, kind of like a crunch, and then drop your head down to the floor, opening up your chest. Lift up, hold, and take it down 2 more times. Up, and final one. Now, I want you to take your elbow towards your hip, and then elbow towards your other hip. So you're kind of moving in this oblique squeeze position. And you just are rotating in the frontal plane, side to side. Elbow 1 more time to each hip. Elbow to your hip. And now let's rotate in the transverse plane. Look over to the one side of the room. Look over to the other side. So if I'm looking away from you, and I'm looking towards you. Let's do 2 more. Just gently feeling the ball massage all the muscles in your back. Last one. And good. Let's add some arms now to that. Take this ball a little bit lower, feeling a little bit of a deeper stretch in your abs, and just hold it here for a second, gently pressing your chest towards the ceiling. If this is any discomfort in your lower back, just take the ball a little bit higher up. Just breathe. And when you're ready, you can gently reset that ball if you need to. Take your arms now up overhead and stretch, and take them back down. So keep back. Let me see. Do you all still see me? I don't know what happened. Am I good? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My phone just kind of went haywire. So back to our stretch. Arms overhead and down. Last one. Now, keep your hands by your body and do a snow angel with your hands as the pee ball is underneath your mid-back. This one will feel really good in your chest as you stretch. Stretch. Use your breath. Last two. And final one. Take your hands up and just rotate towards me and then away from me. Yes, you can let your head hang if you want to and just let your arms do the rotation. Or you can bend your knees also and just make yourself feel comfortable. Last two and one. Gently roll back up. Let's stretch the other side of our body. So starting here, put that ball underneath, just below your rib, and lay gently on it. You can bend your arm to support your neck. Taking your arm front in the sagittal plane and back, opening up your shoulder, and breathe. The last two, abs are tight. One. Now, take your arm around in the frontal plane, kind of making a one-armed snow angel. And just feeling your scapula, which is the shoulder blade in the back of you, rotate up and down. Last two. And one. Now take your hand to the front, reaching for me, and then open, looking back behind you. This is a really nice stretch for your pectoral muscles, especially people who do a lot of pressing or chest type of exercises. It's important to stretch those front muscles of your chest. Otherwise, it'll create a tightness in your chest, and then your back muscles get loose if you don't work those out as well, and it'll kind of lead to like a rounding of the body. So we want to keep everything in nice proportional posture so that you don't have that kyphotic rounding. Last two and one. All right, great job. Last stretch. Come into a pigeon pose. We're just going to open our hip. Take that leg in front of you and just gently reach. You can hold the ball with your hand and then take your knee forward just to first open up the hip. Feel your hamstring stretch and press. Stretch. Gently. Two. Hold it here. Gently hold down to that ball. Feel the length in the back of your hamstring. Your leg does not have to be locked. It can be soft. Just hold the stretch for 3, for 2, for 1. Now bend your foot forward. Come into a pigeon pose and sit your glute onto the ball just to keep yourself elevated and your hips are square. And as you do this, you don't want to open to the side like this. Try to keep everything square. Pull your shoulder of the front leg back behind you and just gently lift up, looking to the ceiling. If you feel like it can go lower, you can take that ball away from underneath your hip and just focus on the stretch on the mat. Breathe. Keep your hips square, but if it's too much, you can place the ball underneath your glute and just focus on keeping your hips aligned and just feel that length all through the front of your hip. Last one. Take it down. Let's switch. Other foot forward. Gently press and reach back. You can hold into this ball as you rock forward, feeling your hips open and taking it back. Reach and hold. One more time. Now hold the stretch, feeling your hamstrings lengthen. Breathe, keeping your neck long, your spine long. 2 more. 1. Take your leg forward into pigeon pose. Gently move your foot over to the side, and you can gently sit on this ball, keeping your hips square. Drive your shoulder back of the front leg so that you're not twisting like this. Everything press, and just gently press into that front hip of the extended leg, lifting tall. If you want a deeper stretch, remove that pee ball and just sink into the hips as you come to the mat. For a deeper stretch, even look up on that stretch into child's pose. Reach, hands in front of you. Breathe. Lengthening, pulling away from your fingertips with your body. Walk your hands to the corner of the mat, feeling one side of your back lengthen a little more, feeling your lats open up. Other side. And feel that stretch. Beautiful job, guys. And thank you for stretching and for lengthening with me today. That feels amazing. Again, if you'd like to be more revitalized, drink some water, and you'll just feel everything that you have stretched out just flush out of your system, and you'll just feel so good for the rest of your day. Now, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I'm going to go back here and just check. But yeah, stretching is super important if you want to keep your body balanced. Anytime you work out, you want to equally focus on your stretching. If you don't, your body will become disproportionate over time, and certain things will start to like hike up or something like that. So by keeping everything nice and long, you will be able to just feel better in control of your body and just feel more mobile and have a better range of motion for anything else you'd like to do. Let's see here. Any other questions? Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. How can you go over the P-sit? I get pain in my lower back. Absolutely. I'm happy to do that. So for the P-sit is basically a hip hinge. If you were holding a weighted bar, you would have to hinge over and pick up like that. This is like a very typical move that happens when you're trying to activate your glutes in like a weighted bar position. So we do the same with the P-sit in order to activate your glutes. Now, a lot of times what people will try to do is do a squat like this. And with the squat, you are getting it more into your quads and into your glutes. But we want to focus on activating our glutes because we sit a lot. And when you sit a lot, the glutes sometimes don't want to fire up. So by going into your P-sit position with a hip hinge, you keep your knees in line with your heels. You really focus on not arching your back like this, keeping your spine neutral, tucking under, shoulders relaxed, squeezing your core. And then sometimes if you feel anything in your lower back, just come a little bit higher. You don't need to go super low like that if you don't have that flexibility in your glutes. So taking it a little bit higher and just doing your catch position like this, back to your P-sit position, that's good enough. Again, also stretching is important to keep yourself from feeling any tightness or tension in your back. Let's see, any other questions? My Instagram, yes, I'm Celestine.Atali, so it's CELESTINE.ATALIE. On YouTube, not yet, but hopefully sometime soon. And yes, I'm so glad you love it, Beaming the Light. Thank you so much. The P-ball, yes, that was the P-ball. It's amazing for also activating your inner thighs because when you squeeze the ball like this, your muscles, your adductors have to work. Now, one important thing, whenever you are contracting your inner thighs with using the P-ball, you also want to stretch them. So for example, we do a lot of this motion right here. This stretches your inner thigh. And then when you take it back and you squeeze your inner thighs, you're activating them. But it's very important to lengthen the muscle in order to fire it up and turn it on, as it is to contract and squeeze it when using the P-ball. So you always want to be doing both to get the maximum benefit out of the workout. And yes, you can squeeze your glutes. What I like to do when squeezing my glutes in the P-sit, I always start here. Squeeze them as tight as you can, and then hold them as you drag yourself back in your P-sit. But when you come up here, you're contracting the muscle. When you sit back, you're lengthening the muscle. So again, the length is what's turning it on, and then the contraction is what's going to fire it up. So you want to do both. So you want to squeeze. You also will get that extension in your hips here. And then when you take it back, you'll get that stretch. Let's see. P-ball. You can find the P-ball on P-Volve's Instagram. On their website. Just look at their Instagram and you'll find their website on there, and you can purchase it. It's amazing. It is so good for stretching the body and engaging the inner thighs and the glutes. For the shoulders, the stretches that we did on the P-ball like this are amazing. Also, stretches like this, up and down, are going to help with your shoulders. And as well, the neck rolls and holding the position of the stretch like this is really going to lengthen out everything. All right, guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Again, if you have any questions, just find me on my Instagram, Celestine.Atlee. I'll be happy to answer more of your questions there. Wishing you a wonderful weekend. Be safe, be strong and healthy, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.